Hi everybody, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you and you're watching here on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button with the bell so you can get notifications for all of the videos that I'm sharing here on the channel. And if you're watching live here on Facebook, make sure you guys say hi and like and comment. I always love to hear from you. So before we dive into this week's energy, I do want to highlight that this upcoming Wednesday, starting this Wednesday, I am going to be launching my 8-week tarot development circle. And this is really designed for anybody who's looking to deepen and further develop their tarot reading skills. So this can be for somebody who is a total beginner, because I have a couple of classes that are filmed and recorded that are included as part of the course that will help to get you ready to be able to dive in and to be able to build upon it. And then we will be going together as a group and learning more about the cards and developing our skills. And so if you've been trained in tarot for quite some time and you're just wanting to develop and further deepen those skills, this is great for you. Or if you're somebody who's a total beginner and you're wanting to deepen those skills. So look for that. I'll try to make sure I share that in comments below. You can find that on my website to register for at discoveryawakening.com, and I have that up here on my Facebook page as well. So let's talk about this week in energy. I would love to hear from you guys how everybody's hanging in there through all of this. I think Kelly says she's looking forward to class tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting started. And by the way, if you guys can't start tomorrow, this is all going to be available through replay. So even if you're signing up like 2 weeks down the road or something like that, you'll be able to just catch up on the classes and join us. So I'm excited to get started with that too. So this is like a tough, I don't know, I feel like I'm always like, this energy right now, because, we're processing a lot of energy through this time period, and it very much is purposeful that so much is happening right now in the world, right? Because so much is happening for us on an energetic level as well, and we're receiving so many updates, this is kind of like when you turn on your computer after you haven't used it in a while, and there's a whole bunch of updates that have to happen for it to be functioning at its best. And that's really what's happening for all of us. All of us are have been existing on this planet, but it's time for some upgrades. It's time to deepen our connection to our intuition. It's time to deepen our natural born gifts that we have been given, that we have been destined to share here on this planet. And those gifts look different for everyone, but we're going to be finding ourselves connecting with those on a whole new level. We're going to be finding ourselves connecting with our sense of purpose and wanting to live a purposeful and spiritual life on a whole new, deeper level. Our bodies are physically transforming to process all of this energy as the vibration of the planet is raising. So it's some pretty major stuff. And so you may find yourself just having a lot going on physically. I've been sharing with you guys my journey about, I was diagnosed with strep throat twice and was on antibiotics for that. I'm actually on my third round of antibiotics for it because my body is having a hard time with it. And I truly believe that part of what's going on here is that, like, I've noticed that whenever we're going through major changes in the planetary energy, that my physical body has a strong reaction in some way, shape, or form. So this is just how it's manifesting in my body, but I'm curious how it's manifesting for you guys. I'm noticing that a lot of people are having crazy dreams, difficulty sleeping. There's just a lot. So know that we're all processing a lot. And then on a human level, of course, we're all processing a lot as well. And everybody's situation looks different. But what's been so interesting to me is to watch. I'm still doing sessions with people. I'm just doing video sessions, and has been to watch the progression of the way that this, COVID-19 situation or circumstances around that are shaping people in really different ways, in really purposeful ways. Like, I'm watching the way that it has happened in the right way at the right time for people to bring out certain things with them, right? To help them to either clear things out of their life that need to be cleared, to become more consciously aware of some things that they need to be aware of, to make some changes, to reprioritize, to take a look at some shadow aspects of ourselves that we need to work on. There's so many different ways that we're experiencing it, but it's purposeful for each and every one of us. And so if we can focus on that, if we can recognize, like, where is this purposeful for me, or where is this trying to shape me, help me, grow me, whatever that is, and honor that, I think that it's going to help us with this. Kelly's saying she's had lots of back and neck pain, but feeling pretty good mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That's great. Yeah. So some people are having more of the physical piece of it. Some people are dealing with a lot of emotions right now. Some people are dealing with all of that. So we have a lot going on, and I'm finding that a lot of things are really coming to a head this week. And so pay attention to what's going on for you this week and what is being brought into your consciousness, because I've been saying this, but this is like something that requires your attention, because you're going to need to give this attention for this next phase of life that we're stepping into. And this brings me to this point of, as much as it seems like we don't have a lot of control here, or we don't have a lot of power here in our life, this is actually a really powerful time for us to be focusing on manifestation. It's a new moon, but also just this opening of energy that we have is really allowing us to co-create with God, co-create with the divine, co-create with our higher power, whatever you want to call that, to create a really beautiful life. I kind of I keep thinking about the situation with my kids, where one of the kids had built something with their Legos, right? And the other one came in and destroyed it, like basically tore it apart. And first, he was really upset that his brother had destroyed the thing that he had built. But then his brother came in and rebuilt it. And what ended up happening is they were both really happy with the new thing that had been rebuilt. And I feel like energetically, that's really what's happening for us right now is, we thought that we had created certain things that we wanted, and maybe some of those things we still do, but is it possible that some things are being broken down to be rebuilt in a better way, in a way that we'll be like, wow, like, I'm really happy that things happen the way that they happened, so that it could allow for this rebuilding. So there is a rebuilding. But what I want you to think about is we need to be in flow, right? We need to be allowing ourselves to hand a lot of things over, to try to surrender so much of what's going on right now. The stuff we can't control, try to surrender it. So we need to be in flow, but we also want to be thinking about, how can I be an active manifester here in my world? And one of my favorite ways to do that is through manifestation writing. And I recommend that you guys take some time this week to either do like a vision board, or I like to do a written vision board where I write down different categories of my life, and then I will bullet point in those different categories the types of energies, or the types of situations, or the types of details that I want to call into my experience in relation to that particular category. So I'll break it down. It can be very detailed, it can be very general, it can be a mix of both, whatever feels right. But what we want to do is we want to be a co-creator, and we want to put that energy out there, because there is such a power right now. And I think that can get missed amongst all of the stress that we are going to be taking care, or all of the stress that we are experiencing right now. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. And so, like, we have all of that we're navigating, but we do want to take some time for that co-creation. That's really, really important right now. And I think, like, it's part of this process. I think our priorities are different right now, right? I think we're really taking a look at our life and saying, is this still what I want, or what do I really want, or what needs to change, or what am I ready for? Because I think when we can start to people again, I think when we step back into a little bit more of an active, the ability to be a little bit more active with some things, we are going to be doing things a bit different. And so really giving some energy to that, focusing on that, exploring that, allowing that, and taking action as you feel inspired to do so. Just because we are more limited in terms of the actions that we can be taking right now, what can we be doing within the circumstances that we have happening right now? So this isn't a time to not take action. This is a time to flow with the actions that are coming through as they are coming through. I'm actually seeing a lot of people make a lot of progress on things, and I think that it's really exciting. So keep doing that, keep focusing on that, focus on that manifestation, allow these energy shifts, be patient with all of this, because this really is a rebuilding and it's really beautiful. So let's take a look at the cards that I pulled for today. So first we have this 10 reversed, the light of the world reversed, okay? So this is really about us maybe feeling more disconnected from our light. Maybe we're not shining our brightest, maybe circumstances are not allowing for that. There's a lot of panic. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of adjusting. There's a lot of everything right now. And so we might not feel as connected to our light. And we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can every single day to take care of ourselves and to work on raising our vibration, because that is exactly how we are going to make the best use of this time that we have through this quarantine time and everything that we have going on. So the next card that we have here is the 6 of Roses reversed, the War of the Roses, okay? This is really saying that there is a battle that has been going on for us. And this is going to look different for everybody. But what is the battle that has been going on for you? What have you been fighting or battling for? And you kind of are recognizing that it's time to walk away. It's time to let go of the battle, whether it's that you need to surrender it, whether it's an actual walking away from a situation. But there's some kind of a battle here that we just are done with, that is beginning to, at this particular time in our life, have a negative impact on us, and it's time for us to walk away. And this is further supported by this next card that we have here, which is the 3 of Keys. This is the chess game reversed, right? The chess game reversed is about like the game is done. It's time to walk away from the game. It's time to walk away from a situation that you've been maybe trying to be strategic in, or you've been trying to figure out, or you've been trying to like come at it from different angles, that has maybe felt like a battle. And but you also have been like trying to navigate all of this, and this is again saying it's time to walk away. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on with your life. So whatever that battle is for you, whatever that battle of wills you've been experiencing, whatever that challenge, whatever that game is, it's time to let go. And I think that this isn't something that you aren't aware of. Maybe just a message to further validate that need and that push to just be able to walk away from that. So the next card that we have here is the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, so the Ark of the Covenant is all about being connected to your purpose and honoring and listening to your purpose. So that is going to be stirred up for you. So noticing what's being stirred up for you. What are you feeling called to do? How are you feeling called to help? What ideas are popping through in your mind? Because there's so much inspiration right now in terms of us being connected with our purpose. And so can we honor that? Can we listen to that? Because this is the time for us to be living our most purposeful life and for us to be taking action in that direction. It's really important. We have the 2 of Scrolls, the 2 Worlds card. And this card is really about us living two separate worlds, right? So this can be represented when our spiritual life is not incorporated into our everyday life, or we're feeling like we're living in 2 different worlds. Maybe part of our life is this and part of our life is something else, and this is really saying it's time to bring that together. It's time, for example, for your spiritual practices to be incorporated into everything that you're doing. It's time for you to do a job that honors, your life purpose. It's time for you to have relationships with people in your life that honor all parts of you. And so it's about just bringing everything together, being yourself, honoring your truth, living your best life, and not allowing circumstances to prevent that. So you may find yourself making some changes because of this, so you don't feel like you're living two separate lives or in two separate worlds. You're bringing those worlds together. Hi, Eric. So the next card that we have here is the bird's nest. Okay, so this is the Three of Forces. This is about home and loving home and being in a loving home and finding safety and security in home, finding the gifts, you know, in the life that we have. And so looking for that. This is also can be, you know, a happy family card. This can be a pregnancy card sometimes. So for those of you that are trying, this can be a beautiful energy around that. But this really is like a happy family card, or finding the gifts, finding the gratitude in your family, in your home, in your current circumstances. So I really think that in order for us to best navigate all this stuff that we're dealing with right now, we do need to connect with our gratitude. We do need to focus on the gifts that are here during this time, but also the gifts that we have and have had in our life. And I just think these circumstances have a way of highlighting that, you know, helping us to appreciate the things that we maybe didn't appreciate like we should have before. So recognizing that as well. But I think we're going to actually find safety and security in home, or and maybe that might not be at your home, but maybe safety and security just in your own energy, or whatever that looks like for you. So but there is like a sense of peace, of happiness, of joy that's coming in. The next card that we have here is the Three of Scrolls, the Setting Your Course reverse. Okay, so this is reverse. So this is saying we might not have a clear picture of exactly where we're going. We might not be aware of exactly what the next step is just yet, but we need to continue to take steps in the direction of what our intuition is showing us. I oftentimes say that our intuition doesn't show us the whole picture, it just shows us the next step or the next couple of steps. So what steps are you feeling called to take? And even if it doesn't fully logically make sense to you, if your intuition is calling for it, making sure that you're doing that, because we don't have a clear picture right now of what's next for us, or even when we can you know, go back to what's going to be this new normal, or like what that's going to look like. There's a lot of questions still, but we need to focus on what we know. We need to focus on what our intuition is showing us, and if we can do that, we're going to be guided right in the direction that we need to be going. And the last card here is the Buddha Prepares card. Okay, so this for me is all about us taking time, taking space to allow important intuitive messages to come through, to allow for God to show you how you can live your most purposeful life, to allow for God to show you what you need to be doing, or how you need to be doing it, or what's the next step for you in your life. So taking the time, taking the space to spend time in your energy, to meditate, to do something creative, to go for walks, whatever it allows you to just hear that little voice within that's always showing you the way. That's going to be really, really important right now, because we're in this preparation phase. And when we move forward with things, when we're ready to move forward and we're not in this preparation phase, I feel like that's going to move very, very quickly. And so can we take advantage of this preparation phase to get us ready for that? So those are your messages for today. It's always helpful. I always love to hear from you guys in comments. Even if you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit me with a like or a love up in the up in the likes. And if you want to learn more about me or about clarity, you can check me out at discoveryawakening.com. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Take care.